right? So moving to this first unit. So as I already explained you, what is geo-environmental engineering? Geo is nothing but dealing with the earth, such as any ecological matters, anything, and environmental is related to the environment or ecosystem. And these are some of the keywords you may come across in this course. That is geotechnical aspects of waste disposal, design of landfills, slurry ponds, and contaminated sites. Right. So moving to here, just I want to start with a quotation which has been given by ASCE. So ASCE is one of the reputed journal and also publisher, I can say, American Society of Civil Engineering. So as per the ASCE, so he is saying engineers have a significant role in planning of any structure, I can say, or roads, or designing, building and maintaining a sustainable future. So sustainable future is nothing but whatever the present resources are there, that should be utilized and it should also be preserved for the future generation. And after that, we provide the bridge between the science and the society. So that's why whatever we consider the technology and the science, that should also give a sustainable society, I can say. So in this role, we is nothing but engineers must participate in interdisciplinary teams, applying technology to the issues and challenges that require environmentally sustainable strategies and solutions. So whenever we participate in any of these interdisciplinary teams, I can say, or applying the technologies, we should always take care of the environment by applying some issues or challenges or techniques which is required for an environmental sustainable strategy, or which is applied for preserving an sustainable future, I can say. So before moving to the unit 1, that is unit 1 is all about the waste disposal and all. So I want to discuss about the sustainable development. So sustainable development, a simple word, we can say it as geotechnics. So here sustainable development is nothing but like any energy utilized with the help of water and soil and making use of the natural resources, which leads to any productivity or production in any industrial I can say, or in any agriculture and food production and urbanization. So industrialization is nothing but whatever the development of new industries in any country or a region is, we say it as industrialization. Agriculture and the food production after the agriculture, and urbanization is nothing but the movement of peoples from the rural areas or villages to the urban areas. So because of this industrialization, urbanization, what is happening? There is a more usage of natural resources. And also these natural resources, maybe I can say it as fossil fuels or any sunlight, wind, and all those natural resources are utilized in some or the other way, and energy is been applied, and while using the natural resources, we may make use of water also, right? And at last, all this leads to the production of some goods and services. And at last, we should see that any production of goods and services we do should have, whichever reaches to the society, should provide a good sustainable society, so that sustainable development is taken care. So before moving to the course, I just want to recap all the basic things like physical properties of soil. Like here, what are the physical properties you may have come across till now in your soil mechanics? I can say like soil texture. So soil texture is nothing but the composition of the soil particles. It may be, I can say it as composition of soil particles like gravel, and later on sand, and later on whatever the silt and clay, right? Silt and clay. So depending upon the composition of these soil particles, you may be telling the soil type. And later on the soil structure here. So soil structure is nothing but whatever the whatever the soil particles present, what is the shape of that. So depending upon the shape, we will be defining the soil structure there. And soil color. So depending upon the color also will be naming the soil, like black cotton soil, black in color, red soil, red in color. And later on soil porosity. So the pores present in the soil. So mainly the pores in the soil are mainly because I can say it as because of the roots of the plants penetrating into the soil. Because of that, some of the pores are produced in the soils. And later on soil collide. Soil collides is but some of the particles which are not separable by any ordinary filtration. We say it as soil collides, like any plastic mixed in and soil, plastic or any paper, uh, or any foreign particles, I can say. So that we say it as soil collides, which are not separable by any ordinary filtering method. Coming to the next is physical properties of water. So physical properties of water, like water temperature should be taken care, and turbidity. So turbidity is not visible to our eyes. So we should determine the turbidity of a water through a proper method. And water color, blue, hue we say, and with later on light penetration. So whenever the light comes on the water, usually it may penetrate through the water, or it may be reflected back into some colors, we can say. And later on chemical properties of a soil. So till now I discussed the physical properties of soil and water. So moving to the next is the chemical properties of the soil. So whenever I talk about the chemical properties, so here we should mainly think about the soil pH, which will be usually between 6.5 to 8.5, I can say. And later on organic matter present in the soil, calcium carbonate present in the soil. Soil salinity is something, but usually the soil will be mixed with the salt, some of the salt content, that we usually say it as soil salinity. And redox potential. So redox potential is one of the chemical property of a soil, where we usually talk about the electrons present in the soil. So these electrons will usually help in the any inorganic or organic reaction taking place. So whatever the electrons present in the soil, so that can be easily determined from the redox potential in soil. And later on CN ratio is nothing but the carbon nitrogen ratio. And later on nutrient status. So nutrient status is nothing but usually the soil which is beneath the roots or beneath the plant will usually consist of nutrients. They are nutrient rich, I can say. And coming to the next is chemical properties of water. So you have seen the chemical properties of soil. So now moving to the chemical properties of water. So in the chemical properties of water, basically you should know what is dissolved oxygen, because whenever I talk about the dissolved oxygen, whatever the amount of whatever the gaseous O2, that is oxygen, which is dissolved in the water, is important. And carbon dioxide. So whenever I talk about the carbon dioxide, so the carbon dioxide should not be present in a water, because if it is present in a water, we say it as it is a carbonic acid. And coming to the pH, 7 is the neutral value. So less than 7, we say it as acidic, and more than base or basic. And later on alkalinity. So what is this alkalinity? So whenever we talk about the chemical properties of water, we usually talk about alkalinity, hardness, and salinity. So alkalinity is nothing but whatever the measure of the ability of the water body. So any water body you take, so we need to measure how it mobilizes the whatever the acids and bases present in the water. We say it as alkalinity. And coming to the hardness here, so hardness is all about whatever the dissolved calcium and magnesium in the water. So that we can come to know from the hardness. And salinity, as already said, whatever the mixture of salt or the presence of salt content in the water. And hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide should not be present in the water, because it should be taken care, because of whatever the sewage pollution, because of the sewage, whatever the pollution happening So because of that, hydrogen water may get into the water. So that should be avoided. Hydrogen sulfide presence in the water should be avoided. Like H2S, we said hydrogen sulfide is nothing but here H2S. H2S. So this H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide presence in the water, should be avoided. If it is present, we may get some foul odor of any egg rotten, that type of foul smell we may get. And it is also flammable and it is poisonous also. That's why we should see that hydrogen sulfide is not present in the water. And as I already said, redox potential is nothing but the presence of electrons, which is again helpful for the any organic and inorganic reaction, electron present. And ammonia is actually it should not be available in the water because it is non-toxic to the humans, but it is toxic to the aquatic animals. So that's why ammonia should not be present in the water, which is usually harmful or toxic to the aquatic animals, I can say. Right? So what is the role of soil? So till now we have seen the physical properties of soil and water, chemical properties of soil and water. So moving to this, what is the role of soil in this geotechnical engineering applications? So whatever the civil engineering structures like buildings, you can say, or roads, you can say, are ultimately founded, or the soil is one of the base, is one of the lowermost layer or foundation for any civil engineering structures. And the soil stability mainly depends upon the geotechnical properties of the soil, and these geotechnical properties may be disturbed by any contamination. And third point is soil is an efficient load-bearing stratum. That's why soil is used as a foundation for any civil engineering structures. And foundation transfers these whatever loads coming, maybe the loads coming from the buildings or the loads coming from the roads, that is from the vehicles moving on the roads, is efficiently transferred to the subsurface. Right. So moving to the need for geotechnical engineering. So to look into some of the issues which are ascertaining the quality of air, water, and land resources, and also whatever the transport mechanism, that is whatever the waste material are there, whatever is being disposed, how to transport, use, and disposal of those hazardous waste material. So these are some of the issues which will be looked into this after learning this geo-environmental engineering. So that comes under the need for geo-environmental engineering. And later on, whatever the water and wastewater treatment and its reuse. And the fourth is about the analysis and design of any foundation system or any landfill system and all. So there, in these all aspects, there is a need for an geo-environmental engineering. And also assessment of the pollutants being discharged in the soil deposits. So disposal, handling, and storage. So this all assessment should be taken care, so that can be easily, sorry, I'm taking the attendance. Yeah, so that can be easily taken care only if you know how to handle and how to dispose the hazardous waste, and how to take care of the contaminated soil or contaminated site. Yes. And later on, the second point is about process by which the pollutant travel in a geo-environmental geo-environmental areas, we can say, that is contaminant transport. And later on, how the contaminated soil is being found, how that contamination has been transported. And later on, protection of the groundwater aquifers from the contamination or the contaminated soil. And the methods of cleaning these contaminated soils or the contaminated sites, that we say it as remediation. And the methods of creating some value added products like recycling and reusing the waste material as a raw material. Right. So that's it. I will be stopping here. So scope of geo-environmental engineering is one of the important topic here. So that's why I will be discussing that in the next class. Yes, I just want to show you the question paper. This was just an this lecture was just to show you the syllabus content and the course objectives, course outcomes, and also the question bank prepared for this course. And also unit 1 I have started with an introduction with all basic aspects. So this is the September 2020, yes, I think September 2020 question paper. So you can just see, so since the complete, it's a theoretical subject, so we may be asking the questions directly. That, like here you can see, the discuss in detail the scope of geo-environmental engineering with clear illustrations. So that is, he has asked for 15 marks, and in the unit 1 itself is also asked the type of soil pollution and discuss the soil pollution, that is industrial effluent and solid waste, agriculture and urban activities. That is different types of waste production, I can say. And the same he has asked again here, write the types of waste and discuss the following. It is agricultural waste, biodegradable waste, biomedical waste and chemical waste. Right, yes. So another question paper I have here, December 2020. So here also you can see. So most probably he may ask the direct question. He may not ask in the other way or asking differently. So what are the source of contamination and discuss any two of them in this way. And again, what is the need of the characterization of a contaminated site and discuss that in detail. And again, various types of waste and discuss the sources of the